Now let's get serious. Okay, so as I said before, this is going to be a very unapologetically pro LR stream. Pro LR stream. He says, as it dies. Oh, so I was waiting because it wasn't, I don't know how to refresh the stream. I was waiting because it wasn't showing me that there was draft going on, and now draft is already done. Okay, well, that was a shame. Let me just quickly go on. Okay, let me find.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I'm just finding the draft. Oh my god, it's Seri Lulu game 1, by the way. Okay, so this was the draft. Sion banned, Gragas banned, so they don't want Cho'Gath to be targeted, and Cho'Gath can be taken away here on this side. Vi, Galio into the Cho, I like that. You deny the Ahri from the Vi Ahri. Okay. Okay, let's get to the game now. Oh my god, that's quite a cool effect. Okay. So, they play for the level 1 evade. I'm not going to be able to... I still never worked out how I could draw on the co-stream, but I never can. Okay, now the co-stream is gone again. So I will stop moving around. Yeah, so one of the things with Blitzcrank is like Blitzcrank is very hard to evaluate, maybe is the wrong word, but it's hard to judge because if you hit the perfect hooks, Blitzcrank is like the most valuable champ in the game. But if you don't, then you got nothing. So I feel like maybe it's not actually. I think front to back is Los Raton's favored, like if you just hit one person, which always makes your comp easier. No, I have Epic Pen for drawing, but when I'm streaming, I'm like, I can't. So what you're seeing is the co-stream, right? So if I turn the co-stream off, like you're not seeing my monitor. And then if I see my monitor, then I can draw on it. But when it's the co-stream, I can't. So I can draw on it right now and you won't be able to see it. So I can see it and you can't. So like I can draw hello, and yeah, it doesn't show up for you. I can see it, but there's no way that I can think of to make it so it works for me and as well too. Oh my god, the hook again though. Nah, but that's a tragedy. So Zeri Lulu. I think I would normally prefer LR's comp, but other than the mid duo, LR's comp looks much more like... You can't be snap like that. LR's comp looks much more like something you'd see in game 4 or 5 like this. I think Zeri Lulu early on, I mean, I guess it's actually fine against the rest of their comp, like the first 4 people that they're showing. And maybe they just don't think Whiten can pull off the Blitzcrank, or they think they can play it anyway. But losing red buff as well. Yeah, I think in general I still prefer Los Raton's comp. I think that Xayah and Galio really want people to go into them. Blitzcrank, of course, is a bit of a strange one. He's just a bit of a wild card. And Talia, for me, is more likely to be going forward. Does depend a little bit on who's around her. Whereas Lost Ratones have a much easier time just oh my god, what is happening in bot lane? Have a much easier time just killing the first person. When was it? I mean, when, Jack, where, like, how often do you see Zeri Lulu in game 1? Because for me, like, I don't see it very often at all. Okay. Nice, the speed boost. Oh, and they hit the second knockup as well. He's going to die too. Absolutely huge. Okay. And they're back in it. I don't know how that happens in practice. Like, he teleports in, and they think they can just crash this, but really nice Q. And the Halo Blades with their E is so obnoxious. It's not underpowered as a duo. It's a good duo. You don't normally see it early on because it's quite punishable. And there's a lot of stuff like Vi, which once that's out, it's much stronger. So if you play it next game, let's say you played something completely different and enemies still played Blitzcrank and Vi, then next game it's much stronger. So that's why you normally see stuff like Zeri Lulu later on and less in game 1. It's not bad duo by any stretch. But when you're blinding a bot lane or you're blinding support, I didn't look at the draft well enough. Pull it up. Like Varus is up. Kai'Sa and Jhin are banned, but other than Kai'Sa, Jhin, and Xayah, everything else is up. And there's not many teams in the world, if any, that go Zeri Lulu there. Really nice pick. Syncing up mid jungle, really important. And now suddenly, from that Baus TP, everything's going good. They swap back again. Zeri is somehow back in the game, despite dying and almost dying. First Galio ult is kind of wasted, to be quite honest. Even if he dies, because he was gonna, like, I don't think they needed to use the Galio ult for that. And any global, I mean, it's the same with the Talia one, right? Any global, you want to make sure that the first uses of it, because it's going to have the longest cooldown, the first uses of it are as impactful as possible. So they use 2 globals to do, what is this? A okay trade. They kill Baus, they lose a wave, or half a wave at least. So, like, it's better than him not dying, but they waste 2 big resources. Look at that fucker smiling in the corner. Okay, so good state. Okay, good state now. Because I think, like I say, if you win the front to back, which is your front line lasts longer. So that's to do with both how strong your front line is, how tanky your front line is, but also to do with how much single target CC you have, and of course massively to do with how much DPS you have. Then you can play the whole game easier because it's hard to contest your mid waves. It's hard to play fights when everyone knows where everyone is. You should lose all those fights because when you're winning front to back, you can just hit first target. So it doesn't mean it's like easy to play, but generally it's easier to play. So for me, because of this, like Zeri Lulu and the bigger front line, like Xin can buy more time than Vi generally because of the ult. And I do think Vi is kind of jobless in this team. A little bit. Like if you were going to go Talia, you could have just gone Vi Ahri straight away. You also could have gone Pantheon, knowing that you could then have Pantheon, Galio. Oh no, Pantheon was banned. You can't go Pantheon when it's banned. I don't think Galio would have had an opportunity to roam for ult for a while. I mean, an ult that does nothing, I don't think you like to argue that is a bit strange. he would have had more chance of killing Baus if he did not ult. So, by the way, considering Caedrel's viewers grow the longer the series goes on a meta, cool, how many viewers do you think the series will have? I don't know. Lots. I don't even know what the last one did, but I'm assuming similar to the last one. Barca are a bit smaller than EC Japan, I think, in terms of viewers. That might not be true, but I know obviously EC have that massive YouTube, but it's not an esports YouTube. They have a massive YouTube channel. Really nice charm on Chocolate. And look, Xin can buy so much more time. Zaya's going to go down as well. Huge. And that should be the end of the game, honestly, I think. You kill this, you take the 2 last scrubs as well. There's 2 or 1 more? And now I think it can just be too difficult. Yeah. I don't know what's the continuous pausing. If one of the teams has a bunch of lag problems or tech problems. Yes. There you go. We're back. Okay, so they have internet problems. I mean, he's back now, but they had internet problems, right? You see it all in one go. That sucks. Oh, it looks like they're not all playing from the same place. Chocolate looks like he's at home. Yeah, so this fight is massive. Chocolate's a bit out of position, and LR are really on point together, and the perfect charm. I think they lost track of where Nemesis was, and then from there, the fight's kind of over already. But, like, wouldn't it be nice to have Galio ult, by the way? This is why I think it's silly to say, like, oh, he probably wouldn't get a chance to use it anyway, so I can just throw it out randomly. It's like, actually, he had the perfect... He would have been in range to Galio ult that. Yeah, the flash is just, like, icing on the cake. And the problem is that when you're... Or whatever the bad version of icing on the cake is, whenever you're having other problems as well, now it starts to just get silly. So now we're just throwing out walls to maybe, hopefully, get a flash. Probably not. Yeah, that's literally the point of the Galio pick, right? Is that if you are playing Galio in one of these drafts that's going to have Ari on one side and Talia on the other side, either way, it can make the Galio super useful, because saving that first person is absolutely crucial, and there's going to be Vi or Xin or Pantheon or whatever as well in close range. So honestly, like, the fact that they threw it out on Baus, even if it had been useful to throw out on Baus, is really terrible. And now Talia ult is down as well. This one seems a little bit less useful in terms of the timing. I'd like to be able to jump back and see the timing. But I think he seems like Vi can get that for kind of free. It's all about the proxying is all about times. If you've ever watched Baus and then decided to go into your own game and do some proxying, you'll realize it's not quite the same. He still does get the timings wrong, but I think that's the thing he's got the best at, like improved the most at this year, is like his timings are better. There is quite far forward, but he has the ult. They teleport in now for the dragon. Nice, getting there early. Just securing it. It gives them the boots as well. 2.5k gold lead. Cho'Gath's going to get the feast. Obviously no Cho'Gath ult now, but I think it's fine. Nemesis looking. Trades ult. Oh, he's going to die. Okay. That's what they wanted. They want those situations where enemy jumps into them. They absolutely destroy Barca's tempo, though. Okay, this is too far. Oh my god. That's not too far. And Talia has to be used to run away again. And Baus crashes a mid lane wave. RATP's top. If Velia had a ward for that pit, I don't know, that bush, and so had been able to pressure but not actually push, not actually get chunked out, then I think it's really, really good. What do you mean? Choose mid, therefore, like, it's 45, so it's completely in Barca's favor? I don't understand. Like, Nemesis goes there because he sees that Talia is on the other side. Talia has ult to join, but not when you're just getting run down like that. So the best thing to do is just to push mid. Do you think Bowser's LEC material yet? No, I don't think he could be slotted into an LEC team. I think the way that LR play is partly because of him really good for his style. I think there's a lot of LEC players who could learn a lot from Baus, and I think kind of people have. I think Chachi's even improved because of Baus as well, but I don't think he would sort of just slot right in because he fundamentally changes the way you play. So they get another plate as well. Oh, right, okay. The situation is favoured. I mean, you lose the dragon, though. You lose the dragon and you lose the feats. So... And there's no plate. You didn't get a plate or anything. You just got a crash on mid. So here is a bit different because you're trading this mid lane tower for this. But that other one before, I think the timing wasn't that good. Yeah, really, still in a really good spot, I think. Oh, no. Okay. We're back. How does this... Oh, this is a good thing, is that now I can jump back. And also you can hear the...
Delay, hopefully, if blue buff just gets yoinked in. Won't set off the players too far, as we know.
That's the extent of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are going to start with Herald, and I'll give you an update after that. Remember,
Let me know if the castles are too loud or too quiet or whatever.
Nemesis is going to ulti away, and there's going to be follow-up with the hero's entrance. They're all in the tower.
Okay, sorry. I was doing the settings and I missed the start of the fight again. So, it's Herald fight, 2k. Nemesis just really needs help. He goes way too deep. Barely can get on Checolad though, and they're going to use too much. They're going to get cleaned up. They should all get cleaned up. You can just play slow. Crowny comes in. He goes, maybe, no. Yeah. Very nice. I mean, they go way too deep. Like, Nemesis is really too far caught. Okay, here I can do my epic pen as well now. Now we're cruising.
Do I have time to change my prediction earlier?
Are you feeling the 3-0 rust?
Because here... Okay, you're already trying to take this against, like, the run of play. There's no wave in mid. This is neutral. Nemesis is going way too far forward, I think. And then here you ult him. He ults away. Now he's out of the fight. He's done. Now together, we have to help. I don't know where Checolad's flash goes. Yeah, so Checolad already flashes. And then he just left to 1v1 Velia. But these guys just... Okay, he's out. Like, just turn now. Turn. Help. Like, this chase, he's out of the fight. He's got no teleport. But now, Blitzcrank Cook also went that way. All this time, no one was hitting. And they just absolutely wiped them.
Super deep. And then it's just on Crowny to clean up the entire rest of the fight. Zeri is so good at cleaning fights.
Super free.
That's exactly what he does.
I'm just left wanting more.
Barca look really out of sorts, to be honest.
Yeah, it's that specific push, the banana push engaging from there. That's what Checolad keeps messing up around there. The snap engage can be so fast because the push is so powerful there. And then everything's used. Every single thing is used. Crowny can just free hit Bounce. Is just wailing away at them, and there's nothing to stop him.
I feel like they also focused on the Harry, who's super sleepy. If you don't get her on the first dash or the second dash, and you destroy you beat up and you turn around. That didn't happen. Checolad had already committed his flash and it ends up falling to Velia 1v1.
And they get the third dragon. This game should be done. Oh, this is aggressive. Okay, I don't think he needed both the ults there. One of the ults would have been enough. Yeah, and then they just now it's just impossible, pretty much. Got a massive gold lead. Everyone's ahead. It should be enough. 4K should be more than enough. 4K and 3 dragons, it should be at least 90%. I think 3 or even 2K at this point would be enough. But 5 is definitely enough. Like it should be very. Yeah, it's just really hard now for them to do anything to get control of anywhere, and they have this like pick comp that really needs to hit like hook and stuff. I don't think the Galio. I think the Galio ult was fine there, by the way. I think you Galio ult on the Vial and you almost one-shot Nemesis, but the problem is just over chasing. Like at that stage, you need to turn around and save Chekolad. They just leave him to chase someone on the tower, and now suddenly you're behind and somehow tower diving. Like a lot of tower damage happened, and also a lot of spells were used on someone who's like getting away under tower. So that's why I say they're just a little bit out of sorts. Using all those tools and then fighting grubs as well, just a little silly. It did land, didn't it? Like, Galio got into the fight and... oh. Good, he didn't feast the Seraphs, and he has to go back to base now as well.
His flash just came off of cooldown as well. That would have been so disastrous. 10 seconds for that attack, and you lose your Talia, you lose your setup.
Yeah, good discipline from Baus too. He could have flashed the knock and then got a kill, but maybe he values holding the flash.
Because if you don't jump on Ahri there, then she's still in the fight. Like, if it's just Vial and then you just leave Vi, then she's still in the fight. So they take Atakan. Oh, almost.
Shielded Duran and 4 members on top means Baus will eventually die. While Atakan is getting started up, I mean, you saw the Vi, you know this is free. So again, good death.
Another good death right here. Picks up, what, 4, 5 members, the entire group of Barca?
It's not... I think that was fine. I don't know about good death, because I'm not sure they needed him to die for them to take the Atakan. And now they're going to trade towers. Yeah, it's inner for outer, but you do get this big objective bounty. Or this objective bounty.
Yeah, XP is going to matter a lot too. You've got ranked ultimate on the Lulu now.
Oh, you're getting away from seismic shove. He went in instead of going out. There's the crowning ult though. Shocking everyone within range onto Legolas. A defensive ult as Value's already pulled out the Crescent Guard. Barca
Okay.
enemy jungle.
TP coming in is big. If Nemesis ult is back, which it is, yeah, they're just completely routed. I don't really like this Barca comp, I have to say. I think, like I said, I think some people want to dive and some people want enemy to dive on us. And I think the Blitzcrank is even like this Blitzcrank literally got you first blood 2v2 at level 2, and it's still, they've not been able to get the most out of it. So now when you're behind, like you can't do anything, I think, against this LR comp. And this is why I say 4K is definitely enough. It's just so hard to do anything. Teleport coming in. They have to just play for these little picks. Soul is up. They are going to kill him. Yeah. Okay. They might not kill him. Okay, they're not going to kill him. Yeah, I think they wanted Cho'Gath on the 1-2.
It just didn't work likely a very clean.
I mean, he made Blitzcrank look really OP early on, and then it's still really hard.
Sneaky, but not this time around.
Not able to one-shot the Cho'Gath, not even being able to get their ulti off on Vi there to one-shot Baus. And now you've got a Mountain Soul, Cho, and a Velia on this Zinzao as well. How do you kill
Was
them?
wait, where's my
The question about the
where's me Giazzo gone?
definitely not getting a hook on a kill now.
Where is Reckless? He says,
I mean, you could have also gone Zyra Khan.
Jackson, what was the start of that replay?
Maybe that's too bad against Blitzcrank. Sorry, against Zeri Lulu.
Yeah,
Nautilus was banned though.
there, but committing all these members.
I mean, I don't mind the Blitzcrank, but the Blitzcrank plus the like, now you've got the Galio and you've got the Zaya, then it starts to feel a little bit less
Vi managed to get the ulti off through the silent, like before the silence.
synergistic.
If he managed to live that long,
You know, everyone on LR is going to hit that first target and then run over the back end of the fight.
the kill would have been possible, but I don't think so. I think Baus
The second phase of the fight is insanely good. You've got Ari with potential resets, but you've also got Zeri Lulu with just like consistently high damage, stacking all those kind of things. First part of the fight for Barca looks pretty good, but not that good, because like no one can really follow up on Vi other than the Galio.
Everything in the kitchen sink.
Like I would think even like Leona might work better. But the Zaya blind is also strange to me. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I'm gonna move where my
Who's gonna face check that jungle? You do not have
camera
that
is, because I don't want to be blocking.
Dip into focus forward, try and get any remnants of vision for that Baron.
They're trying to death push, but they're on a ward.
Oh, he has his ulti as well. You don't want him. The hook is going to do absolutely nothing. As you said, Aragon, who are you going to hook and what is it going to mean? Wade instantly cleared. Lost return is grouped up as 5 as well as Chekalad's ulti.
Yeah, and here it's just like
4 members already there. Seismic jump.
ticking the boxes, you know. Should be kind of unlosable.
Damage. The Zaya can never step up. She's the one you want to be hitting these front lines.
It's fine. Nemesis was right. Talia's trash.
Okay, well, apparently Nemesis, he's hooked in though, so Nemesis, he might be wrong. I mean, at the very least, it's one hook, it's one kill. It's
Well, there's the Blitzcrank, but
Money is unleashed. Look at him in the back as Legolas has to ult immediately. White Knight, the tank, the front line is no more, and Baus is continuing to pad the stack with.
I mean, it's just done. It's turbo done. Okay, so now you have to start thinking about next game.
He goes in and gets caught by the Vi ultimate, but it doesn't
That
matter.
was on me. Sorry.
Yeah, true. The catch is just as real.
So, I mean, there's still like Varus and Lucian, Nami. There's still
It's like a
Pantheon,
shadow
Neferi,
circling around.
Wukong, Jarvan, if you want, in the jungle. So you've still got a bunch of bruisers. Loads of support still up because it was Blitzcrank Lulu trade, so all the normal supports are up.
Legolas has no ult. Baus is going to match that though. He's on a rampage. And all it takes is another bite. Sink your teeth in. And the meal tastes all right. Lost returners are playing with their food again.
Reckless does W him as well to give him the movement speed right there to be able
Is it
to
more
make
fun
the
to
piece that
do
Lost
broadcast for
Returners
LoL or
is
broadcast for
fine.
Valorant,
Buffs for
Alex?
Baron. They're gonna push into the base for the end.
Yeah, it's very
25
GG.
minutes, 26 ticking over. LR, Groupers 4 and Nemesis working down and Bob, but they can go for the Nexus turrets. 20 seconds onto Legolas. It's our grand final, but yet again I'm getting some deja vu. I'm getting LR's resurgence. Beaten once by Barca on the lead up.
Yeah, I mean, that was not close. And the thing about it that was worrying for the series is there's a lot of really silly, uncharacteristic, and very sort of tilting mistakes, I would say. So that's a bit of a problem. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, they think this
Never
champ
mind.
is super OP.
So
Here goes the
same bands like we said.
That's a sign ban. Except Wukong could be an option here too.
Sorry for blocking off all the casters.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can get out of the
In terms of power picks,
way.
I agree with Trouble. I think Varus is something you have to trade. Consider the
Okay, so Vara's still up.
I'm also looking at
Let's get
both Chocolate and Nemesis play Azir, and they're more than willing to be on it.
Azir trades. There was the Gnar that they did last time, which they could just do again.
Slow-paced game, if you will, for
But
Azir
now
and
you don't.
Barca.
Now you
Barca
have
maybe
counter
failed for
pick.
late game, and with it being open right here, could potentially be a pick.
Rumble banned away because they have no Galio into it. There's
Okay,
the
Azir first pick with Syndra out.
You're probably going to answer it with something like Wait. That's usually our Nemesis is.
Long range mid laner maybe.
Pick the way out and you just outrange.
Do you take it here? Do you go like way Varus straight away? But then they have loads of potential to just take loads of engage. Ha, that used to be an old school counter. Banco de Oro. How is that Philippines? I don't even know. I believe you, but I don't even know. I don't even know like what that why that makes it Philippines. Okay, so what do you take with it?
Ruder jungle for the side of LR, especially if you want to slam something like a Braum.
Do you just take the Varus?
For reckless down
Do you
the
take the
line.
Lucian and then you can take Nami on 3, or you can take Braum still?
They're kind of picks.
The camera placement was because this is set up for LCK, where it fills the gap in the middle. But now it's like weird. Just for you, Alex. But I can't see it very big, so that might not fill the thing. Okay, and now you're in the now. This is the downside. This is the flip. Okay, so you're going to be able to pinch jungle, but there's not enough. There's too much jungle still up, I think. You can't get a massive thing for pinching jungle here. And I think you have to take Nautilus. I think you should have taken Lucian on 2. Okay, but now enemy bans Nautilus and Alistar. We would ban Nautilus Alistar here, I think. Maybe it's a bronze take, but is there a reason nobody really tried to shift draft focus towards Nemesis, targeting Baus? I think Nemesis has way too big a champion pool. That's why we never really considered it. There are a few things he plays really well, but also I think one of the other things is that Nemesis as a player is like he doesn't take massive agency on the game in the early stages. Some people say I mean, weak side mid sounds bad, so I don't want to say it like that. But like, I think that's one of the reasons why he would struggle in the top end of the LEC is that he doesn't like exert himself on the map that much, which means that there's a lot of matchups that we wouldn't play against other people, and we wouldn't play against, well, LEC level players, obviously, but also some of the other top ERL mids that we would play against Nemesis. But he's always going to be really useful in the late stages of the game. And so I think that's another reason why people don't target him, because they think, okay, look, I can play into the Silas or into the whatever he has, and he'll be good anyway, but he won't like take over the whole game. So I think that's maybe another reason. But I think the thing with targeting Baus is like this Sion Gragas ban, right? We did this all the time. It's not targeting Baus as in he's got a bad champion pool, therefore we ban it. It's that he's really fucking good on these champs. So we ban them, because those are the most useful bans that we can do against them. Yeah, so Nautilus banned, like I said, Rel banned. We also sometimes take the Alistar into the Lucian Nami. Rakan is vulnerable. So this is a really hard bot lane, I think. But still, no, I much prefer Barca's draft so far. Ornn, Jarvan are good bans, I think. I think you take, do you take like Wukong? You can take Wukong and then a blind, like Wukong Na, for example. Maybe because you would want more engaged, but I think it's gone with the Sion and Ornn gone. Shen I don't like so much.
It's really hard to counterplay. He hates this champion. He calls it a demon champion because it's so lane dominant in the current meta. It wins trades versus almost anything. The traditional counters.
Ooh, I'm not a big. Well, because it's AP Jacks, maybe. I think I would prefer the Volibear, but I think Shen was one of the things we were interested in playing into Volibear. But it's so hard, right? That could have been really bad because you don't get practice against a very good full AP Volibear very often. So my reasoning is it's the largest bank in the Philippines. Oh, okay. Right. Well, but I mean, knowing that is amazing, that it's the largest bank in the Philippines. I did not know that. Okay, I'm not such a fan of the Shen. Because you still do need to get on to Nemesis and Crownie in the later stages of the game. And especially with Baus, if he does start to build up a lead in the side lane. Up until that point, I massively preferred Barca's draft. I think I still probably do. It should be so difficult for anyone to be on mid lane. I would have much preferred them to take Wei Lucian, and then you're really threatening either the Lucian Nami or the Lucian Braum if enemy takes like a aggressive engage support. I mean, LR being willing to first phase blind Gregor should say everything that he's saying. Sorry, I'm lost at what that was for. Is it the targeting Baus thing? Yeah, I think he's just. I mean, obviously they did get punished for it massively against Boostgate, which is a counter we were thinking about, but also just. I think they're very good bans against the. And Sion, I mean, Sion is really strong anyway. So. Ooh. Hello. They're trying to impress Alex. They know he's watching. Okay. So, Lucian Nami, if you can play aggressive in lane, is going to be really, really, really strong. Obviously, it does depend how aggressive you are as players. I think I'm right in saying Inax would absolutely love to play this kind of matchup. I think that's right. And then they want to get onto mid lane. And the downside here for LR as well is that Wei can struggle inside against someone like Azir, and Jhin should struggle in mid lane against someone like Lucian. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Navori Shen might be, probably not. No one's got the guts to do something like that other than Petty. Yeah, they want to just be super aggro from early on. And if they can dodge Reckless's Qs, they should just get a very strong level 1. Okay, they want it to come back. Guardian proc attacking the minions. Ooh. Baits out the barrier. Like, those kind of things are just like a little strange. Do you think Xayah was better here than... Xayah's gone. But no, I don't. I think we would go Nautilus on 3, and then go whatever's left. Corki, Jhin, Varus, I think, was still up. But Xayah was gone. And also Xayah can really struggle against Lucian Nami because the ult is really bad. Like, Xayah wants people to come into her so that she can get the feathers down, so that she can be hitting people, so that she can be hitting that first person and the feathers backwards hit other people. And Lucian Nami wants to kind of be a poke lane later on, like you W ult with the E from... Oh, really? They're going to get both their flashes? Or they're just going to get first blood? He missed! Okay, they still got it. Okay, they got the flash and kill. Really nice from Velia. Kind of sloppy, I think, from Barca. That's a really bad lane position for that timing. And so he just skips camps, comes down. Really nice W from Reckless, instantly gets some summoners. Oh no, it was his flash. It was just looking weird in the thing. Okay, then they get the summoners as well. I mean, I don't want this to just be a 3-0 with a bunch of pauses. Because you needed this bot lane to be a like source of real power, I think, and I think it should be. But now he's got red buff. They get his flash. Oh, I'm not sure that was good.
It's now coming up. He'll find it. There's
Okay.
Electric Bolt isolated again, and with
Okay, I'm wrong.
Value just needs a bit more in the Q department, and he'll find that
Huge.
too. White Knight can't save the
I
day.
mean,
Value is off
can
the
Shen
races.
side lane? I think so. I think Shen should be able to side lane volley on at least one item. I'm not sure about on two, but I don't. Baus is the only person I know at this level who plays volley bear, so I don't know. But the first item, like if you get some resistances and then you get Titanic Hydra, Shen is very strong.
But still, really nice punish. Find the pick onto the Wukong, and the chain CC from the play as well as the pig was pretty nice.
And now, like, this is a perfectly timed proxy, because if Wukong goes up to stop and kill volley bear, it's so hard.
I'm actually, I was about to say, both of these
I mean, their groups was bad, but they're always.
and usually you,
I think they're a much better team with prep as well.
Viego playing towards late Larry,
Ironically, I would say the opposite of Selfmade's tweet.
into the collector.
I think you look into games like this and you see the work, where like they have clear plans against everyone, including us,
The Triforce Collector as well. That's usually the only delay to see on Viego right now. I'm not
that are good.
I feel like this.
But also, yeah, so Wukong just can't go to top lane there. Even if he gets Baus, it's not worth it.
Ulti, yeah, Chocolate has found his mark onto Nemesis. Spiraling Spare as well. He stood there, he's taken it. Spiraling Spare gets a good trade, but Velia, once again, flash for flash. The Chocolate with the tempo gets the soldier out of the main.
Shen ult.
Stand United is coming
He's
down.
going to get out.
Pays respect. Well, bot lane, there's a trade there again.
Trade kill in bot lane, though, and it's...
Fall down the sewers. This White Knight is now mid.
Wukong's ganking bot side as well. Thega was looking.
Yeah.
Finding Reckless West's W.
It's a snowball of momentum. And that first game from Barca was just really uncharacteristically poor.
Fourth shot into the barrier gets eaten, and Crowley must die here. So
I have to say, based on scrims, I didn't...
does not give over the kill or the
I was shocked that Barca won.
very nice play from Crowley.
LVB. And I was shocked that they beat KCB as well. I didn't watch those games.
It's not so hot for the time of lost returns.
But they are obviously a good team.
Well, I mean, you'd always prefer the Trinity on the Wukong, right? But
But sometimes it's just not your day, you know? And sometimes the script is just too powerful.
Have been playing that too fantastically well.
I don't think anyone had on their bingo card NLC wins back-to-back EMEA Masters, probably ever.
Get the heal through.
Obviously, this is quite a different NLC, but still.
As well, I feel like the sustain is great. And Jin is a kind of champion that's kind of like Misfortune. He's a stat check. He has deep AD levels, AD damage deep into his early levels, so he can actually out-trade towards things like the Lucian now.
I think the big thing is like also CC and the gang setup is really, really good, and they're playing towards that down in bot side really well. Just to highlight top lane, the big dynamic with Shen is that when he has no ulti, you can do whatever you like. You want to push him in, you can freeze, you can do absolutely anything like this. What I really like about what
It's
White
like
Knight
a Barbie
did,
girl.
what I really liked about what White Knight did was
That reference there,
it
Oregon was just like,
completely went over my head. By the way, I just said yeah.
have you not seen the movie?
No, I haven't.
Good movie.
No, it's kind of
Is it good?
play to play.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Change her outfit.
There's still going to be loads of angles in this game, though. It's not done by any stretch of the imagination.
But where was I going with
I'm
this?
really sorry, man.
Lucian on that first item. Azir on that side lane. If he ever gets left alone at the wrong times and has Nashes already, he just murders people.
The channel, it has quite a long.
Haha, yeah, hopefully next to EMEA Masters, if I'm still with Nord, it'll be a full NLC final. Okay, Nemesis should die here. Or he wastes his ult as well, and that's a really nice clone. Give it to Azir. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. And the problem is that anytime your fear is down and they can manage to do this. Oh, really nice from Reckless. Oh, but Wukong's coming down. They're going to die. Yeah, they're both died. I mean, I think until we take a game from them in a best of 5, we can't be complaining about brackets. If we lost to them like 3-2 and then this happened, then I think we have the right to complain about brackets. But now, like, our 6 worst games of the year, of the split, sorry, by miles, were the 3 games we played against LR in the EMEA Masters and the 3 games we played against them in finals. Actually, maybe not. 1 or 2 of the games against them in finals were actually okay. Okay.
concern is the dive for Barca is so good.
Mid and bot neutral, they push in as a group.
Granted, Crownie did just get flashed now, but Sway might have an
Yeah, Nemesis didn't have ult, so it's really impossible to fight that.
Said that the Azir flash just came out from Checolar as well, so the playmaking ability for the side of Barca is kind of big.
Yeah, so still, I'm not a fan of
The jungle to get some deeper vision
the
behind.
LR draft. Like I say, I would have preferred something other than Shen, probably, but maybe Shen is the best blind, but I would have probably preferred something else. Can't think off the top of my head what it would have been. Let me look at our... What would we have gone instead of Shen? Yorick, probably? Yorick or Gnar? Or Ambessa? Yeah, Ambessa versus double immobile carries with Wukong to be double diving in with his ear. But because it's hard to be active with Shen. That's why I'm less of a fan of it. And if you are ever passive and reactive with the channel, it can be so difficult so fast. In the first best 3 when you won, yeah, I do think they're like I say, I think that when they prepare for a series, they always do really good job. Whether it's Cadril, whether it's the rest of the players, whether it's Odo, whoever, like, it's really, really good. When they're prepared for a series, it's really, really hard to beat them. And I think when they come into that best of 3, they were just sort of chilling. Understandably so. They just won EMEA Masters. But they were just kind of chilling. And it really showed, I think. I think that first game in the best of 3, it was very difficult for them to win because we were both trying to do the same thing. But I think we just had better champs to do that same thing. Oh, Crownie. He has ult as well. No, it's too far. It's too far. I mean, Crownie played that dive so well. He cleared the wave, got forward, and got pressure onto Legolas. And as soon as you start pressuring someone in those dives, it makes the opponent do strange things and do incorrect things because suddenly it's not quite so simple as you expected. But then they just went too far. Because Bass is not tanky at this stage. He's got a rocket belt. No. Okay. Yeah, I think I really don't like this this setup. I think it's very hard to play. Velia can no. He can play? No. I mean, on the other hand, Velia can just Viego on everyone. I mean, it's still decent for Barca. They get the dragon and they don't trade too far down. That is... Just looking at someone playing League with their knee up on the desk, on the chair, in the finals. Like, if he bubbles Checo there and doesn't take that extra damage, he can actually just kill everyone.
I think Whiten as well stepped a little bit too close to the bush. He could have hugged wall on the left towards the side of the dragon pit, but gets too close to the wall in Viz, and Velia coming out of the bush catches him off guard.
Yeah, and on Viego especially, right? Like, didn't he first get challenged of being a Viego one trick? He has absolutely murdered us at least a few times on Viego. Huge. Huge. Absolutely massive pick, just being a little bit ahead of the play, ditching bot lane, and then just getting there first. And then they get 2 resets, and suddenly the game is very different. The tower is really low, so if you crash this in, Shen still doesn't have ult. But he can't crash it 1v2. Oh, he misses. He misses the stun. No. Okay. I mean, it's just skirmishes and like I mean, in skirmishes, you can't. You cannot. Jesus. I mean, this is a 3-0 if ever I've seen one. Not even from like they're much better, but just this is strange. Like they just keep taking fights that I think they don't even really need to take. Like you get a massively really nice pick to find your way onto Lucian there. I would have to go back through and there was replays to see exactly how they get into this situation. I don't think they need to check this without getting pushed in mid first. But you want 5v5s or you want Lucian Nami on mid wave. You don't just want another skirmish. We come out of this we come out of the replay and there's another skirmish, and that's why I say it's lost. Like they keep just doing the things that LR need, and now it's 4K, and now it's. I mean, is that it? Like this looks really strange to me. And you lost boots as well, which is always annoying against LR because they're the best team in the RLs playing with tempo. So you give them extra speed, and it's just they're the best team with it. Oh my god, don't say Nemesis Vlad, by the way. That game, I think that draft was so good if we just play Wukong Ziggs. But I'm glad we got the GP mid out in one of the games. But I think we're just hoping that he doesn't play a good Vlad, and he did play a very good Vlad, and he just absolutely murdered the whole game. So don't say Nemesis Vladimir in this chat. I'll get PTSD. Oh, what's the new Elite 500 build? Elite 500 was the one who first did the W Max grasp toxic nonsense, right? This is what you wanted to do. You just group up, you E ult on the, I don't know why the E is so late, like why only one of them is gone. And you just instantly, you just hard force mid prio, but they're already so far behind that they're still going to lose mid prio with a teleport plus Lucian Nami Azir. Crowny is low. This is a risky time to use Herald. It's literally just for the dragon. I'm not a big fan of these, like just Herald so we can do dragon, but they are playing like right on the edge. So the charge does come through, and all this time Velia is just taking the dragon. So Crowny's going to go up and take the dragon. I mean, it's already bounties at 18 minutes. Conqueror, Proto Belt, CDR boots, Rift Makers, Onyas. Okay, but that's at least similar. Ooh, nice pick. But why is Legolas walking into the way snare? Like, you can see it on the floor. Baus dies, but Nemesis teleports up, and he's probably gonna die as well, actually. But even that. What? Like, you flashed when he had flash, rather than just standing next to him and pressing R, and then he has to flash away, and then you flash follow him. Sorry, I need to see this again. Like, this is the thing. Like, these players don't make these mistakes normally. And this is the thing. The high pressure, tech problems, first game's wrong. You E forward, but then you get feared, and then you just start R'ing from really far away. So now you flash, and he just flashes away. And now it's basically Shen kind of... It's like Shen is solo diving a half health champion, because Wukong doesn't provide anything on the back half of that. Okay, Chekalak gets tower. But this is a murder. We didn't miss anything, did we? No.
Very difficult to do without.
Really big on the Shen, but now the fact that that hasn't pulled off, now the fact that White
I still think. I mean, maybe it's too late for a 5v5 now as well. Velia is just too strong. It's too much, I think.
Hugging the curves right behind that dragon pit. It's fantastic to have vision everywhere.
Conqueror, Proto Belt. I mean, it's quite similar to the normal build, right? Proto Belt Riftmaker. Like, that doesn't shock me as much as like, okay, I'm going to do a W max build. This just seems like optimization of a normal Vlad build to me. Okay. Gets a big pick on Nemesis though. That's a huge pick. So the question is, but I don't think they should do this. Oh, Velia gets junked though. That's good. Because if they get a bit too low and they start getting reset on, Reckless has a really big flank. No! He had such a good flank. Oh my god, he still fucking killed someone, Baus. Are you kidding me? Velia's got reset as well. He's a Shen now. Yeah, he kills them all. I mean, Reckless got an absolutely mega flank there and then completely whiffed the engage, but it did enough, I think. And I don't know how Baus is fucking killing some 0-4 or 0-3, I should say, I guess. 1v4 and he kills someone. I mean, Reckless getting round on this flank was huge, but I think he just went a bit too fast. Like, he can just art and just start running around. So he comes all the way around here. So I think he actually goes around this way. Yeah. So Reckless is going to come the whole way around, which is huge. Comes in with the wave. They don't see him. They don't see him. They don't see him. But here, I think he just... If he hits Checker like there, which he almost does, then he gets all of them and they just get wiped. But Baus and Jinol just kills everyone. He also gets his W back, which means they need to spend a load more time to kill him. And now Velia's got one reset and people are low, and it's just... I think getting that kill on Nemesis was really good. Thinking we have to transition this to a Atakan is very understandable, but I think it wasn't the right decision because you're still providing a situation where you can get 4v5'd. Whereas if you just do that, take control, push in, reset, be out ahead on the next play faster, I actually think the 5v5 is more beneficial, more likely to win than a 4v... Okay, interrupting my point. I think the 5v5, without Atakan shredding everyone, is more beneficial because LR just won that one reset. And so with people starting to get low and Velia can kill anyone really quickly, it actually becomes worse. Like, everyone half HP, but 4v5 is worse than everyone full HP and 5v5, I actually think, which is not normally the case. And they might just all die here. They dodged the E, though. Shen is pushing on the side and he has ult. But this is the other thing, this is the problem I had with Shen, is like, you don't really have that many go buttons. Lucianot is down. Azir Flash is down. They are getting a full tower, though, which is massive. Just for this third dragon. I would have given them the third dragon, but now... Okay. Really nice engagement from Reckless, but everyone is dead. Shen tanks one, but Velia's has got resets, yeah. I don't think this comp should work, but they are absolutely nailing it, I have to say. Like, Barca use their tools to kill someone, and there's just too many threats. Because Baus is still a threat, despite the fact he's got one offensive item. And Velia is... If Velia gets one kill, he just kills everyone.
Why are they the favorites? Because they're a multi-man threat. They literally killed Jin. At the beginning, we said Brownie was isolated. He oversteps, gets shuffled back into the bubble. Reckless.
I mean, Crownie, like, someone's going to die when they throw everything on someone. But that's why that period of like 4 or 5 minutes even, where they just took skirmish, it's perfect. And that's what took Velia from like 2-1 to 8-1 or something, or 6-1. And then from there, it's not, okay, Viego's a little bit strong. It's like, oh my God, he's just going to run over our whole team. And those are the silly things that make me worried about the fact that this might just be a 3-0. Because it's not like these were close games and LR edged it out. It's just Barca doing, I think, uncharacteristic things. I mean, Barca's been playing competitive for 6 months. So he's lost on, like, what, 4 champs or something? He's lost on Quinn, that one I remember. He's lost on Cho'Gath. He's lost on... I mean, he probably hasn't lost on Sion, I would guess, or Gragas. Maybe he has. I doubt it. But they lose so few games. So, excuse the stats. Yeah, I think Zillion Quinn can work in a lane swap meta game. Oh, the all goes on the clone. That was the only best of 5 we played against LR where we won a game, by the way. That is depressing. Oh my God, he's just going to die? No, he would have died. But again, the culling getting nothing. Never lost on Shen. I mean, like I say, we'll look after. I'm pretty sure he's never lost on basically all the champs he plays because he's lost like, what, 7 games or something total? He's lost 3 to us. He's lost 2 to KCB. He's lost 2 to Barca. He's lost 1 to KHK. He's lost 2 to Boostgate and 2 to whatever the TCL team from before was. Was it Wildcats? So he's lost like maybe single-digit games. He's probably never lost on Kane, for example, because he won that one game he played Kane. Okay. Would you guys prefer we watch the rest of this game? I think in between the games, I'm going to go and make some food because after this series, it's currently Music Festival day in Lyon. So we might go out and walk around the town. I want to look at this period where Barca just suddenly decide they had complete control and they suddenly just decide to skirmish over and over and over again. Yeah, true. But I wanted, I need to get some food. I need to be able to eat. Or what I can do is I can message my wife and try and be very nice. Because there is this window where I just don't really know what goes on because we go from replay to skirmish to replay to skirmish to replay to skirmish, and I think no skirmishes are good for Barca. Not that no skirmishes are good, that's a bad way to say it. Skirmishes in general, okay, that's going to be the end of the game. Okay, so if we jump back here, so at this stage, game is fair, game is good, I think, and I think their draft, like I said, I prefer their draft. Here, I'm genuinely a bit worried as LR. I think the 5v5s are very difficult. Then it's this dragon. This invade, I think, is fine. You commit so many resources for blue buff, but you do get it. Then here again, this is all still, like, game is a decent state. You then get the next dragon. This dive, they overextend, we kill them, if you're Barca this is. Now we're in a really good spot. The back end of this fight is not ideal. I think if you just stay together and you don't let Velia get resets, it's better. Maybe not actually. I can understand why you go for Nemesis there. Okay, but even still, it's okay. Okay, the back end is not great, but it's okay. We've got a dragon. Game is pretty much even in terms of gold. Okay, Velia is 3-3. But now there's a replay, and I come out of the replay, and there was a fight. And Baus is dead because they swapped to top lane. And now, okay, so they swapped to top lane. Shen goes bot, and because they've, like, I don't know why he checks this, okay? Okay, now this is just hinting, like, you just can't check this. Can't face check this as Lucian with no sums. Okay, so Lucian dies. Okay, we lost Lucian, we're going to lose positioning on Herald, sure. But now, actually, they then go for more, and they're coming forward here. You just needed to push him away, and then try and defend. But now they both die. And then Herald happens. And then there's a replay. And then we come out of the replay and Wukong's dead again. Like, Wukong's just invading with nothing. And so he's dead again. And then they lose this tower. And then they put Herald down and they lose the next dragon. And now it's 5k. And that window from 12 minutes 30, 1.1k gold lead, better 5v5 comp, I think, because these two are so super vulnerable. I don't like the Shen. I don't know. I mean, like, tilt is just the kind of catch-all that, I mean, yes, always there's tilt. This is the problem with talking about tilt, is that in a sense it's always happening, in a sense it's never happening, not never happening, but much more, in a sense it's much more common than people say, and in a sense it's much less common. Because I think all of these decisions are based on how the first game went, based on the tech problems, based on the pressure. So in the sense you can say, yeah, they're tilt. But also on the other hand, like, it's not like if you just remove the tilt, like if you just made them all emotionally zen, no, we wouldn't make these decisions. Maybe we would. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, yes, in a sense it's tilt, but the problem is, like, what do you do with that? But everything is tilting. Like, LR are on this massive streak that they just get more and more confident, they get more and more belief in what they can do, and they pull off bigger and bigger and better games. Like, I do think Boostgate were one of the best teams in this tournament, but I don't think they should be 3-0ing BK Rog and looking like they're going to 3-0 Barca as well. Hey, John, thanks, man. Thanks for the subscription. Yeah, so I don't know. But then this whole sequence, you take it from 12 minutes, the game was equal, to 15 minutes since 5k, 16 minutes, 5k down. That is wild.
What's happening on the other side, right? Because Rumble has also been left open for
I'm behind. I'm behind, sorry. I was doing, I'll look at the draft and then I'll skip forward. I was doing cutting things up for dinner. Cutting up a fruit salad.
Usually what you see is you care about the Renata breakup and so on, but no, they just go towards the Corki.
So that's why. So I'll go through it like ×2 after we go through the draft.
You can run out with the jungle here. They have been pairing it with Brom a lot of the time, but that's already banned away. So curious about the next support, and especially when Engage is all up and available, really. We get a Trundle, though.
In fact, what I'll do, I'll skip through. Oh, Trundle blind. The free band, though. It can be Jack's jungle, actually, I think, into the Trundle. And it's a takeaway. We finally got the Varus. But now you can do now you can ban Alistar Leona, I guess. And Nemesis has got multiple. Braum is down as well, so you ban Leona, Alistar. Right. LR, you ban Alistar. And then you take mid on 4 because you don't fall for this Jack's jungle bait, I think. Okay.
It's a classic. How do I think of this? You have frontline
Ooh,
spells,
hoo,
that's what they're gonna
I
do.
like
I
it.
thought they would go for a Kali because it sustains the Ori muscle, the Xerath to close the gap versus the
And it's
poke.
long range as well.
Yeah, and there's the Nautilus. I think this
Is a
problematic.
coincidence about to happen right here?
And it is the Jack's jungle.
Confident. I just think you can't
It is.
So it's going to be Kled.
tanks as
And Ornn is Ornn.
kill tanks like this.
Or Nautilus is probably the best 4-5 you can have against Seraph then.
Or try to play for those early game.
Okay, now we're live
sort
again.
of, fist fights later on, also with the combo with the Orianna ult as well, can work really well to try and catch LR in team fights.
I think something underrated here is the ball delivery of a Jax. The leap is instant. So you can get a nice little ball delivery engage. It's about how well can LR space the side of Barca with the Xerath poke and poke beforehand, as well as I'm a little bit concerned about the Xerath champ. I think it's really easy to be ganked and set far behind in the early game.
And then you do nothing.
Yeah, then you're completely worthless. Because all you
Are
is
they?
damage.
Are they? Sweeps or they
I
lose?
think for LR, it's like this spanner into the works.
They
Maybe
beat
about
Boostgate 3-2.
maybe about LR, like, once they get
They
comfortable
beat
in the draft.
the other TCL team last time 3-2.
Legolas
They've never lost a
are
best of
now
5.
locked in and they have to be. They're on death's door for the series.
Right.
They're on death's door for the
So-
finals. They made it all the way here.
I think they're just really good. That's why the scores, like, if they're really good.
AC Blue, the famous
Yeah, I think this
guy
Jax
that
pick was good.
basically
This Jax pick was
coming
good,
up damage.
and I think not. I think you can see that it's the jungle straight away, but it can still flex, and it's a good denial as well. Wrong thing.
We'll be playing with for the
one.
next 3 if we can get there.
Wow, he's
Bounce.
invisible.
Yeah, you just
Still not
teleport
that many best of 5s, but it is
on
crazy.
Summer's Rift. Kled, Xerath, this is an LR draft that is just like, Jesus, take the wheel a bit.
They cooked. They cooked. Guarantee Cage was backstage saying, or Rob to his chat, you will not believe what we cooked for this draft because it is surprising. You never see Xerath, right? First strike proc though already. So the mental warfare and the mana flow ban is already stacking.
Oh, but Legolas just got mana flow as well, so
It's a 1-for-1 so
But they do have 3
keep you updated.
best of 5 series that aren't 3-0s as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the only mana
So
player that can outside of
why they 3-0 us is not because of the type of team they are, but it's just because they're really fucking good.
getting mana flow.
So I don't know about all the other 3-0s.
It's the opposite of satisfying as well.
Oh my God.
When you give a first strike proc and you hit a ding, like you're just so unhappy.
It was much better when it could give you like a lot more stuff, right? We give you pots.
Oh, you're talking
and
about
mana
Klepto.
pot. Yeah,
Klepto, man.
Klepto.
I mean, that
Wait,
was just broken.
technically Klepto, they just disguised it under
Yeah,
another
but
name.
Klepto is so much more broken.
It was.
I mean,
it
you
was.
would just get your sacks of
Gang
gold.
Plank Klepto. Oh my God, Ezreal Klepto. Good times.
Yeah. In this lane, I imagine Ori could get the push and trade a bit of HP, but like Xerath here, over time, will start outranging the Orianna a lot in terms of the trades. That's how usually these artillery lanes go.
Chocolate's missed 2 CS, by the way. Just going to pull that out there because,
You're doing dirty like
I
that.
mean, no, it's just also like, I feel like, Aragon, if we're talking about the early parts of the lane being so crucial, every CS matters. And there's a lot of pressure on him.
Knocks off the first strike there for Chocolate into Nemesis.
You keep saying that, Jack. I don't know what you
very
mean.
importantly, right? This is a.
They have 3 players who played LEC, but Barca have 2.
2 in the early game, and both of the junglers are
Right,
going to be heading
so-
towards the bot side of the map, which means bot lane priority.
It's not that
is
big a
gonna be
deal,
very
right?
pivotal,
That's not that
because
big
one of the two
difference.
junglers is gonna have to do
3 and 2.
180 and head top scuttle car.
And Reckless has never played
Getting to the bot side, I
LEC
mean,
as
you have the most
support,
ganks
so
of
it's
it
2
mid
and
and
2.
bot lane as well, right, with your
Nemesis
Rel
and Crownie
who's
and White
trying
Knight
to
and
go through
Chocolate.
camp. We saw that from Velia last game.
They've all
Although
played
the play
LEC
isn't
in the
ideal
positions that they're
spot
playing
for
now.
that to happen. Jax could look for something similar with the Counter-Strike. Both junglers have a lot to work with in terms of this gank.
First line, really nice on the Crownie. Good defense from Reckless in the meantime. The crash down keeps White in from going
Their
in.
coach is also coached in the LEC,
He has
both
so
their
much damage
coaches.
in his kit, he gets a decent
So,
trade
like, do
back.
they count? Like, I don't understand. They're like,
It's gonna affect the condition
if people
of the
used to be
laners,
LEC
but
level
they both
players,
still
like,
have potions.
they're
The only
good
person who's
players.
post-
That's the way to think
used a
about it,
potion
not
rather
just
is
like
Crownie. So
they
they're
have
gonna be
played
too,
LEC as like this
scared
marker
for this
thing.
gank that's coming from Velia and Vega.
Because you could be better than
If
when you're in the
anything,
LEC, or you
Brett
could be
and
worse than
Reckless,
when you're in
now
the
that
LEC.
their junglers are heading towards the bot side of the map, they can take more aggressive trades, having the barrier on
Both are definitely possible.
Complete control of the bot side of the map. Trying to make sure that Velia does walk into that bot side river and doesn't have to go all the way top.
I think it's quite scary for both mid laners to walk into river here, but with Chocolate having a notable HP advantage, although Nemesis does have a potion, maybe the Orianna with her move speed is going to be more comfortable walking in. Level advantage for bot side here in terms
Okay.
of LR, so it looks like this
Boy.
crowd's going to go to the Trundle.
French line again, though. These crash downs from Reckless are great defensive maneuvers onto Crownie, but the health bar hurts. Just walks away after Barca have the wave pushed in and in a pretty good spot.
Oh, I really like this from Thager. He resets knowing that he can't walk into the bot side scuttle, grabs the double longsword and heads top in case he does find Velia or Velia tries to sneak through past that mid lane, which is pinging right now, to go towards the top side of the map, that Jax will be stronger.
Yeah, I really don't like this Kled into topside as well. You can see how much Baus is struggling to even control the lane. Potion and Cookie available for Ornn compared to the Kled, who's gonna just take so much percentage health damage because Kled has some of the highest base HP in the game.
You also get to build in lane, right?
Yeah, and you're just stuck in lane. He's gonna have to TP back. Thager's looking for a gank mid. Flash.
Counter-strike, flash. Oh, no! Nemesis will flash in the end. At least that's something, but that should have been first blood.
That's a whoopsie right there from Thager.
Yeah, but now you're just talking about how good the players are, so why did you bring the LEC into it? Like, if you think Chocolate and White Knight aren't as good as Nemesis and Crownie, then that's
and we do know how Barca really likes to play around
what
that mid lane. Now,
you
what I'm
should
looking
say,
at is not necessarily Thager, but White in. He was literally Chocolate's
3 of their players
shadow
used to play in the
their
LEC doesn't
semi-final
mean
series.
anything to me.
So I'm looking to see when does that Nautilus get freed from lane to walk around mid lane.
I think trades.
There are plenty of players who used to play in the LEC and struggle to get to EMEA Mastesr.
He's gonna really need this crash right here. The wave is being held by White Knight, so there's gonna be a
We're
gank.
looking bot because, yeah, the 2v2 is going to start off first. Flash from Whiting going into Crownie. Barrier comes out, but first blood over to Reckless as Legolas is looking for the trade. Instant flash in return. Meanwhile, Bounce goes down in topside, but
There's people who used to play in the LEC who are in like Div 2.
The Ghost is just
So, like, what does that
Reckless
what does that
gets a
mean?
couple more monos with a Shattering Strike, but only just Legolas on his escape route. Flash from Reckless. Look at him go. Horsey's coming in. The Steel Horse with a crash
He's
down.
still going.
A flash Shattering Strike would do it, but Legolas is going to be safe on less than 100 HP.
Single digit. I think it was about 7 HP on Legolas.
The wave here is held really well by White Knight, by the way. The entire time this gank is being fished, White Knight is trading not only to deal damage to the Kled and get rid of the dismount, but also to provide the setup for this gank. Holding this wave is really, really good.
Oh, Chocolate all the way, bottom right and mid. He's getting jumped on by Velia right there. They're not going to force his flash yet. That was just an attempt. A really nice turnaround from Velia right here to help Nemesis push out that wave.
Did that a lot in last game. I feel like you could even say game 1 is right at the arcane. Instantly onto Chocolate. Whiting's going to try and stop it. Chocolate flashes. Now both mid laners without the summoner.
I mean, the theme of this game is going to be immobile control mage versus immobile artillery mage. Who can get ganked the least? I think... Wait,
it's Thager. It's the jungler who's getting ganked the most.
Baus is in no man's land a little bit.
Baus is the one in trouble though. There's the counter strike. A stun up. He dismounts at a good time, but a steering charge.
Why is he going there?
No, he flashes over the wall. Here comes the kill, and Baus is dead now, having
Nemesis and Reckless are more
However,
actively
he
defending
had
offers
pushed
and
the
not
wave.
receiving
There's a
them.
couple of
He did his
creeps that are
job.
lost from White Knight on the top side of the map. The Ornn ult goes down, which means that Vela's
Nemesis
gonna head down,
has
start
had offers
jumping
in the
onto this
past,
dragon
yeah.
and contest it.
Yeah, 140-second cooldown on that one ult.
But again, now you're talking about how good they are. You're not talking about...
Isn't going to be the end of the world, but if there's a fight beforehand, that could be problematic. Val, you're going to look for a gank down in bot
You're
side.
talking about how good they are. You're not talking about LEC or not. Which is fine. And you can think that the LR roster is better than the Barca roster. But I think going into today, it would have been a bit strange to say that, considering the only evidence we had is that they lost quite easily.
Reganking down bot side. Popping the flash, sorry, the hook, trying to get away from White,
Yeah.
and then the gank with the pillar against the
Baus is always on the
content
content
yeah,
there.
he's going to pick up that kill really, really easily. Now Dragon is going to be started off on Lost Returners.
I mean, failure has the damage to do this, but Chocolate
So, like,
nearby.
again,
Crash
if you
down
just
from
say,
Reckless
like,
and Crownie.
If you're just talking about LEC, like we had 3 LEC players, again, who are LEC players on their position.
He's got no flash either, and he's going to be
Entering
first dragon. But this is also a repeat, right? Like, while Baus adds pressure on the top, we talked about...
I think, again, the fact
we
that
talk about his constant pushing in.
Nemesis and Crownie are very good and are not playing in the LEC is more on the LEC than on them. But that, I wouldn't say they're good because they've played in the LEC. I would say they're good. And they currently should be in the LEC, and that's the difference between Chocolate and White Knight and Nemesis and Crownie, is that for me, it's not that they used to be in the LEC, it's that if you just made the LEC as the top 10 best players, I think Nemesis and Crownie should both be there. And that's the difference.
I think that's going to be a...
So I just don't like this, like, counting LEC players now. I think it's a bit silly.
Cold completion, maybe 22 at best. That's going to be a little bit late. Grub started up. Is Thager going to play for 2 or 1 grubs here? That's the question.
Fight. Thager doesn't have his flash available. 5 seconds on that as well. 1 grub at the very least for now. Barca want to try and
because so many LEC teams are mismanaged, and also, like, it's so long ago, and different meta, and all that kind of thing. So.
It comes off and engaged. Thega doesn't
So I
pull
think
it
it's a
in.
little silly.
Lostron is still trepidatiously
All shockwave hits
tiptoeing
Nemesis
in as
only.
Nemesis is pulled back in.
Nice
A great
engage.
So Reckless pulls them together, makes them kiss, and Barca trying to get that second grub will succeed, but how goes the fight? Thega jump for a bit. His AD reduced.
Why did
Reckless
Barcelona back
re-engage.
off so
The
much?
jump on from the
Let me jump
Jack.
back a bit
He's
because
carrying. Thega being the hero.
what with food and stuff,
The other
amazing
side,
food by the
later
way.
on to be able to get away. So
Fruit
all
in
this
summer is
very
amazing.
annoying to deal with. Much time to hunt.
24-minute-ish cold completion.
So they got
22
one,
at best. That's gonna be
which
a little
already
bit-
means they're not all that interested. So they're already like backing away a bit. They want to wait for pushing top because Nemesis already has pushing mid. So it's now it's 4v4. Now that Varus can start to walk down, now it's 4v4, and so they start going again. So they're waiting for Varus to push this wave up here because Nemesis had already pushed the mid wave, and then they just get caught on the side there. Really nice engage from
But he's fine for now. Very clever what Thega
Follow-up where
anything else happened?
Pulls them together, makes them kiss.
Yeah, so that was just a really
Thega
nice
being the
engage
hero of
from
the job
Reckless.
and pick up
Lad's
And they all
Ori
get-
ultimate doesn't quite.
very, very clever
Cleaned
what
up on the
Thega
back
did
lane.
and finds the flashless Orianna.
I quite like how.
I mean, it's just these early grubs fights. They're just playing really weirdly.
Playing with Q cooldowns and kiting away, and even though they don't have an AD carry right here, the range from Nemesis and just kiting with the double buffs and double buffs Rel and the slows is enough of a threat. Runs him down.
Freddy would have hit that Q. I'm just saying.
If he had cast that arrow 1 second more, he would have gotten Xerath right there.
1-0 and 3. Nemesis after the fight still looking good, but as we get Thega down.
And Baus is 20 CS up.
Forge gone on to Baus. Ulti gonna pop, run into Thega. Here comes Velia to save the day. Into Mini Kled. And Baus wants to remount. There's a pillar out. Bellows' breath is doing damage, and Baus is playing on the edge of this one, but Velia might be able to do it himself.
And this also could be why they don't ban Ornn, because they have this. The Trundle is so obnoxiously good against Ornn.
And with a remount, Baus has
Don't
everything up
think
and
they get them,
available.
though, do
It's
they?
going to turn into a
No.
dive series charge, though.
Oh,
Shotgun
this
out.
nice.
Dead right of the arcane. Helps out in the end.
Huge.
It's a massacre. It's a bloodthirsty fight, but Velia stays there to pick up the pieces.
And 2.5k gold lead at 10 minutes. Like, it's just a collapse again.
It isn't quite enough. Now you have Trundle hitting the tower.
Like,
with the
momentum
grub right there.
is
Trundle does
such a
so
thing
much damage to tower, so I
in
wouldn't
LoL.
be surprised to see him pick up a few
I've
plates.
been
I just want to
in.
remind everyone when
I will also
Velvet
use
is on
this
his
as
day,
a.
nobody threatens Baus. He was at the right place.
I've used this example before. I mean, at this stage, it should be done. Anything more than a 10% gold lead, and it should be done with good, with like perfect play from both sides. Almost always, like as a very basic rule. But also, I think Xerath getting fed, it's hard to play against a fed Xerath. Just one Q, and either Ori or Varus are both like unable to join fights with one Q later on in the game. Trundle is so obnoxious against one tank comps, so he just ults the Ornn if he wants to, and the pillar.
I think Nemesis killed his top laner. Wait, 1,
You think
2.
he aimed at him?
Look. What?
They got the wave, right?
I saw that and I'm like, yeah, we don't have
He was
power
personal.
in the game. Like,
Hold on a minute.
just thought he aimed it. Well, Nemesis showed that he can hit him.
Yeah, it's a message.
So Nemesis did pick up that kill. I'm seeing first items coming on board. As
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a disappointing series.
This turret is not long
Seemed like the
did pick up a great
boost gate
goal.
one was the only close one.
They have access to open up.
For LR, that is.
Another big goal lead. 3,000
I didn't
already
watch the.
into the game.
I was really shocked that KC lost to Barca, by the way. Did anyone see that game?
Pillar next to it. Even though the tower was set up by Velia there to get it, not quite.
I was shocked that BK Rogue lost 3-0, but they were all close games, right? Against LR.
The thing that really pops up for me is the fact that Orianna has no
The
idea, and you're walking into
Boost Gate series was absolutely amazing.
Actually, and Ludens on the other side for the son of LR. I think Chocolate is going to be super.
Played so
key
badly around
in this
objectives.
one. So FFing it here for Barca, I think is the best.
And one thing we didn't talk about is the Nemesis chunks that are starting to come through because the Xerath
So now a minor region is probably won back-to-back
tries to face check and
EMEA
look at this.
Masters.
The big
Is
engagement
Ornn side lane matchup into Kled really that bad? I would think Ornn is quite good against Kled.
second dragon down for
I don't think Kled here is picked as like a mega Ornn counter. It's workable in the matchup
Can I save face for White Knight here?
champ that Baus likes,
Chat right now, people are laughing.
personally.
Best, but the idea here is like I've talked to a bunch of
LR won
LC and stuff. It's like you
too much, and they stopped taking too seriously. Once they get out of that mindset, they would stomp
I already
anyone.
see the haha grievous
Uh,
play. So that's the idea, right? Early game, you just get as
I don't-
strong stats as possible.
again, I don't really know what you mean. Like, there's a lot of like, it's a cliche, right, to take teams not seriously. I think against us, for example, in the best of 3, you could say they didn't take us seriously. The draft was quite poorly prepared, I think. The first time in the best of 3. But like against Bousquet, who they very almost lost to, do you think they didn't take them seriously? Like, Cagel even said on his stream that they thought they were one of the best teams in the tournament, like before the game started. So I don't know what you mean, because that's like a best of 5 that goes to 3-2. By the way, it's literally like one decision is win or lose. That game is lost based on one person's one decision over a 5-hour period, because it's a snowball-based game. Like it's yeah. I mean, this is I think what happens on side lane. Like White Knight is not nearly dead. So I don't know what you mean by once they take teams seriously, they beat anyone. I think they have a very good roster. I'm still shocked, and I think it's still a problem that, not a problem, but I think it's still very interesting that a team that streams all their practice is winning EMEA Masters. Doesn't matter how much you recognize the players' names, you know? I would have said, going into the first EMEA Masters, that like 6 of the LFL teams would also on paper just have as strong a roster. Like, okay, it might not be names that you guys recognize if you don't watch a lot of VRLs, but like the Solari roster, for example, I think is insanely good, and the fact that they come 8th is wild to me. But also means, like, or the Galleons roster is also insanely good. Like, again, on paper.
Here he comes from South America. Bounce is coming in. No, the South of America. Pause for that. Bounce is going to go into mini and probably die.
Okay, Bounce doesn't die. And they can just kill that first person. And both their carries just doing so much damage with the rockets and the Zerath Ness.
The Shekel out at half HP. It's a poke from Nemesis that continues to hurt out, and this time starting to one-shot. The range again ensues.
And very
Yeah.
importantly, Baus TP's back in to put pressure over the tops of the map. Now that Barca
But I said, as I said before, like the finals are, especially in single lane, very often very one-sided. Obviously, it's because a lot of the best teams get knocked out by the bracket. But actually, in this situation, you can't really say that. Like, okay, maybe going into the tournament, you would have said Barca aren't one of the top sort of 3 or 4 teams, but they beat KCB. Like, it's not like our side of the bracket, from my point of view, was kind of easier than the other side of the bracket, and they made it through the other side. So, like, it doesn't. There has to be something else going on, I think, to go 0-3. I think it's just so often finals are 0-3s. I don't think streaming scrims is something teams are able to take advantage of in the first place. This strategy doesn't affect them. It should be, though, and the reason that teams don't stream scrims is because they think it will make them substantially worse. So that's the part that's interesting. Because, like, let's say LR go back-to-back. Well, they probably will. Let's say they go back-to-back-to-back. Like, next year, are you really going to have orgs who seriously consider this idea that, like, if we stream any scrims, will be much worse? I think, for example, both our finals, LR really took it, especially the first one, they really took advantage of the fact that they were doing some stuff off stream and we weren't, and obviously they were playing way more than us, but still. And I think if you were like in the LFL streaming all your practice, I think you would really struggle no matter how good your roster is, because people have way more time to like really take you seriously. The stuff like the BK Rog one, I think is just a bit silly. Like, going into that BK Rog game, if you didn't know the backstory, I would have said LR have way better information than BK Rog do. And that I don't understand. Because you should know exactly what LR want to do. So, okay, good pick. I'm kind of talking as if it's over. Technically, it might not be, but it should be. They're going to lose a mid lane in the tower, and also Nemesis still has so much of a threat that if he hits like one more combo on someone, they can maybe even do this. They don't need to, though. And this like momentum is such a big thing in league. It's such a big thing. Because you're constantly talking to each other. How much you're giving like energy or taking energy because of your think we're lost or anything like that makes such a big difference. And so they're just on this train, and that's why it just feels like scripted. It's like I was in for the semi-finals of this Worlds. I was in Paris, and the Gen G versus T1 series. I can't even remember the score, but there was a point very early on where it just felt doomed, just felt over, and that like momentum thing is a really big deal. So like we lost the best of 5 in the French Cup, like the thing they do in winter, where we were like 10k up. It was 2-2 or something, and we were 10k up, and then we started Baron, and we all died and lost Baron, and we were still something like 6k up. But if you listen to us talking, it felt like we were behind, and so we were like just running away from them over and over again, and we gradually lost the game. And so like it's a really really big thing. Like if we'd have just thought that we were ahead when we were ahead. But you can't tell, obviously, right? Because it was like 10-10, and we were ridiculously far ahead. But they just killed us all and got Baron. The whole thing is so different. And so this is just, like I said, after that first game where nothing is clicking, unless the second game at the start goes unbelievably well, it went okay, it didn't go unbelievably well, it can just feel over, which is really, really crazy. Well, not crazy, but really, it's a really big deal. The draft isn't well enough understood for teams to use against others, I think. That's what makes it. Well, I don't know. I think ironically what you just said is a massive opinion and doesn't have really data to back it up. So, why do you think it's not data enough driven? There's so many teams at all levels who use so much data, and arguably too much, I would say, in cases. It is very opinionated, that's definitely true, draft. But the idea that streaming your scrims doesn't give anything away is also, I think, silly. I think if you play a more standard style, stream scrims have a bigger downside. Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a good point. Because LR play quite differently from any other ERL team, especially. So for people sorry, I'll read it out because there's people watching on Twitch. Matt saying, I think if you play a more standard style of streaming scrims has a bigger downside. Knowing how LR play and being able to counter the crazy tempo plays in-game are very different things. That's a really good point. Like, I think we play a lot more standard, and knowing just like these are the champs we play, and these are the champs we look good on, and these are the champs we look bad on, was a bigger deal in this split than the same thing for LR. Because like, you know what's coming. You know they're going to play super high tempo style. You know they're going to focus on waves more than anything else. You know they're going to always be looking to push stuff. You know they're not going to care about dying as long as they push things. And then what do? You know? But I also think it's very difficult to argue that it doesn't give anything, doesn't give any help. And so I hope what teams take from this is that they can be a little bit less precious with it. And not that we should stream everything, but there is space to stream. Most teams pop open Lolalytics and call it a day, apart from being aware of champion pools. What are you basing that on? I don't know if you've got... okay, I've been in a lot of teams over the decade that I've been doing professional LoL coaching. Maybe the teams that I'm working with and seeing and talking to coaches do it different, but I think I talk to quite a few, and I wouldn't describe anyone as just popping open Lolalytics occasionally. So I don't know, if you've got inside knowledge and you're saying that that's true, then okay, but it's not what I've seen. Spending a lot of time talking to lots of coaches who coach in like LFL, LVP, LEC, it's not what I see. I mean, most, like if you take LEC as an example, like a bunch of LEC teams have spent tens of thousands at the very least developing their own specific analytical tools. in ERLs. In LFL, for example, almost every team has a full like data analyst, not like someone who looks at analytics, but someone who's got like a data analytics degree or masters and builds custom programs and stuff for them. And they'll probably have at least one. I mean, even we do way more than that, and we're a part-time team with no budget. So yeah, I don't know. We also have a much easier time playing against Lost Ratones in the regular season when they're doing all of their stuff online, and then in the week building up to finals where they do stuff that they don't stream. So I think what Matt said was really good. Like, I think you can see this coming, and it's still hard. I don't know what changed about this, the priorities, but some of the drafts were a little bit strange to me. But it is very different. I mean, this set of drafts have been very different, so it could just be the patch is very different. I knew the patch was big, but I literally didn't even look at it. Because as soon as we played that game, if we won it, then I would look at it. But I don't want it to like distract me from the draft that we're doing. Ooh. Why did he got the ult off, but it was just really short range.
There are still no big ultis for Barca, so 4 versus 5, but you're 8,500 gold in the dirt. You need to find something without those ultis. He was dancing.
Wait,
Do we?
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Why I was dancing? What else can you do?
all right,
And
fair.
he finds a kill.
Legolas.
Legolas. This is
Get
the
it.
part where Zaratkan won.
Okay, really good. Oh,
Oh my dear.
Oh my god.
The Stormster!
Storm surge kills.
So
At
that
the
pick
end
on the
there.
bounce now means nothing.
He had flash.
It's just so difficult to play.
Who does?
Yeah,
To be fair, at the end of that.
I mean, if you get hit by that last one anyway, you definitely just
Well,
done.
that's 25 stacks for Nemesis anyway.
Nemesis done 30k damage. He truly is.
He showed
And this is even with Ornn, but you just have to be so snap on it because,
to the blind pick control mages.
But this
like,
guy-
I mean, now it's a bit
this is
late,
the
but
problem. Nemesis
even before like one combo,
is at towards the end of NLC,
one QW on someone, and they're like out of the fight. So you have to be like instant engaging.
but he came into EMEA Mastesr
So they're just targeting Baus because
Bounce again.
doing the same. Shockwave going to be bringing him back in.
that's the
White in
thing
his
that
head.
you can do.
The contributors bounce flashes over. There's a dredge line waiting.
And he is going to die,
Into small Kled, but even though he dies again, even though
but he's still got 2.1k gold lead, by the way.
120 deaths, with the push through
He's
mid,
still got as big a gold lead. He's still got a bigger gold lead than Velia,
with all the members showing through bot, this is going to be the straw
just
that
because he's
breaks
got 60 CS lead.
broken camel's
It's
back.
5 versus 4, but very crucial.
Or 52 CS
from
lead.
the sort of Barca. Can they turn it around? They're tipping in.
They're gonna
It's
use
their
it.
best shot, I think.
Okay, onto Velia,
Barca.
they've got an isolated target. That's nice.
Oh, but Crowny just
Taking it out,
one-shots.
joins in, or rather, it's Shekolad,
He
but
is dead,
Lost
though,
Ratones got
surely?
different members. Reckless missing that ulti. It's a bit chaotic. It's a bit crazy.
Oh my
but
god, they're
it
still
works
going to
with
lose,
Lost
and the
Ratones.
Ornn
They're
misses,
wrapped with
and,
crazy
and they
vibes.
somehow don't manage to get onto Crowny at all.
And for Barca running back to their base, there's no
Yeah, I mean,
place
it's,
like home, but there is no longer home. Teleport to the last Nexus
It's a
turret,
disaster.
But with the minions already in the base, this might just be it.
Crowny chunks, Velia chomps, and Lost Ratones Lila!
They already did this 3-0 in IJC in winter. They're doing it again versus Barca in spring. It seems so simple taking down Europe.
Okay,
One country at a time.
well.
We ask, who can stop them? Who can stop this infestation of rads? It's a new dynasty, new era. It's NLC's time to shine. And led by the Lost Ratones, you're back-to-back spring EMEA champions. They do it all again.
What more can you say? Absolute domination. We said it at the beginning. Every final they've played, they have 3 old.
And it's continuing. It hasn't stopped. I mean, the question is now, can they do it for Summer again and Summer NLC?
No. I think
What
the
a
question
crazy
here
trend.
becomes, who can even take a game in finals versus them? That's the big question.
I mean, sorry, that was a random. That's not a big question. Who could take a game in finals?
There was some
Well,
goals again.
that was.
Sent to the lower bracket. They got sent to a game 5. But it's like the script writes itself as soon as they get past
It's
quarters.
on purpose. More
Into
games,
semis.
more content.
Because after that, everyone's watching. And
I mean,
they are good. They're good. And Barca, unfortunately,
that was kind of too simple, wasn't it?
like that was a completely different series to them.
Back to back EMEA Masters champions. This has only happened once.
Yeah, LR smashed them apart.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a case of nameplates on. we saw Barca the entire tournament and how they were playing.
Did she mention
I'm
Nord
not gonna
though?
lie, I think it's a case of nameplates on. Like Nord discussed among themselves about this. We saw Barca the entire tournament and how they were playing. And today they
Yeah,
were
it's
just
just
not
pressure.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, as well. Just to get
it's
back
momentum
to
and
the
pressure. I
Barca's
think
played
like that's
so good. On the Trundle, on the Viego
But he
reset.
has through semis as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's been
But today, Velia was just cracked. He was so good. I don't know what happened.
Archeron.
yeah, really good. I mean, once again, like they come into a best of 5 with a really good like plan. It doesn't look like the enemy team has more knowledge than they do.
Unfortunate, isn't it? But,
Looks very even in terms of knowing what the other team is going to do.
Finally, it took us a while, but with this in mind, well, we have to say it. Erdogan for once was correct on predictions and statements. I'm really happy for that. At least
Don't really have anything more to add. Well, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat now. I'm just kind of like, well, that was just a mega stomp. If not, I'm gonna head off. We've got, like I said, we've got music festival in Lyon today, so I'm just gonna be walking around looking at that. I don't really, yeah. Massive. I think, once again, I didn't actually predict this. I kind of thought, coming into the tournament, I kind of thought they were in one of the top teams. I actually thought we were also one of the top teams, but obviously worse. But I still think it was an uphill struggle. And I still think top LVP, top LFL, going into the next one also can be absolutely stronger. But just massive credit to them. I think they absolutely smashed it. Like I say, I think the big thing for me is that they do come into each series as if they're not the ones that are lacking preparation and compared. So, yeah, really great to see. And that'll be it for me today. Let me just have a quick look. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing actually next week and stuff like that. I think I have off-season stuff. I have a bunch of meetings on Monday, so I won't be doing any stream on Monday. But then Tuesday going forward, I might do some streams. I'm not sure. I'll be doing a bunch of off-season stuff. Still talking to a few teams. Still also talking with Nord about what our plan would be going forward into summer. Yeah. But thanks for watching, and I will